Hello Match 110. I've been gone for a few weeks. I'm really sorry. I didn't forget about you though, and I hope you didn't forget about me either. Hope you've been well, everyone. Tonight I'm doing a review by Illamasqua. It's called Freak, and I'm just kind of excited about it actually. This was an impulse blind buy for me. I've spied it on Fragrantica quite a few times. I've seen the bottle pop up everywhere because it's kind of cute and interesting. And looking further into the company, I really like what they're about. They're a British company. They're quite new as well. I think 2011 they started, and they mainly sell makeup. The makeup they sell is, well, their advertising campaigns at least are very dramatic. It's very dark, and if you can go on YouTube, which you're already on because you're watching this, if you can maybe just take a couple of minutes to look at the advert for this perfume. It's really cool. Their makeup's just kind of got a fantasy element to it, or their advertising campaigns do, and it's just got kind of a dark fantasy twist, and I love stuff like that. So I spied the perfume, I read the notes, and when I read the notes I just thought, I have to get it. And if you're from the UK and this perfume interests you, and this is not a plug either, I'm just telling you out of the goodness of my little heart, at the moment, if you're watching this in January 29th, 28th, wherever we are, the 75ml of this is actually cheaper than the 30ml. It's £23 something, and they deliver it for free by courier to your door. So I just snapped it straight up. I'm just impulse bought it, and I'm kind of glad that I did. So yeah, so it came out in 2011, which is when they started. It's marketed as a unisex fragrance, which is kind of interesting considering they sell makeup, but then boys wear makeup too, so I don't know. It's an oriental floral, and it comes in Eau de Parfum, which is the one that I've got. I've got the 75ml one, and they released the next year an extrait or extrait parfum extrait, a stronger one, which is a lot more expensive. And they've got another perfume as well called Scarab. So they've got 3 perfumes all in all, which is good. A couple of years, you know, perfume a year-ish. This review's for Kate Apple. Hi Kate, you spoke to me about this on Fragrantica, and I wanted to review it soon anyway, so I'm dedicating this one to you because I know you want to try it. I hope you kind of get to, because I know you're in America. And that's it really. I'll go through with you the notes in a minute, but I'll show you the box and everything first, because it comes in this really cool little box. It's very shiny. I'll bring it close to the camera, but it might blur. It's very shiny. It's got a rising moon behind it. It's got a little snail, you can see, going up the side of the bottle, and the bottle actually sits like that as well when you put it on a table. It's got a card in it. I just love their font. I like the way it's kind of dark and interesting. This is what it says about the perfume from the company. Freak is a concoction of dangerously exotic, unconventional flowers which Illamasqua has unashamedly blended together to celebrate the night. So when I read the notes, I mean, I just wanted to get it straight away, because the flowers in this are unconventional. They're all poisonous. They are supposed to be kind of rich and opulent, and yeah, anything dark and interesting like that, and like I said, a bit fantasy, I'm just going to want to smell it. I couldn't resist, I must say. Yeah, so it comes in its own little holder thing. It's got the snail sits against the moon like that, and it says on the back, I am exquisitely rare, mysterious midnight blooms unfurling, and for Luna's night. Datura, these are the things that are in it: black Davana, poison hemlock, and queen of the night. A covert gathering of forbidden flowers, brought together in love's darkest hour. I am magical, timeless, utterly unforgettable. I am bottled midnight. I am freak. So that's what they say. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's quite good. I'll go through with you the notes when I just try and shove this thing back in the box. Hold on. So yeah, here's the bottle on its own. It's really cute. It's really dark purple. The snail just sits there, cute like that. It's a bit plasticky though, the sprayer. This isn't made out of any kind of actual metal. It says Freak there. Yeah, it's got the emblem on the lid, which you probably can't see, but it's lovely. If you're into your makeup tutorials, you probably would have heard girls talking about this, especially British girls. that are into quite dramatic makeup. So here are the actual notes, and I'll talk a bit about them because they are a little bit different from a normal fragrance. What is a normal fragrance? That was dumb. But they're a little bit different in combination. So let's go through these poisonous flowers and stuff like that that are going to supposedly kill you if you ever ate them, which you wouldn't. Sometimes I think if you touch a poisonous flower you'll get poisoned. But anyway, it's got three notes on the top, 3 in the heart and 3 in the base. The top 3 are Black Davana, which is also known sometimes as wormwood or artemisia. Wormwood is the thing that it kind of herbalizes in absinthe, if you ever drank that before. Bad experience on that one. It's a herbal note. I'm not sure if it's the aniseedy kind of note that is the flavour of absinthe, but it's Black Davana, artemisia, and it's also known as wormwood. Then you have Opium. When I read these notes I just thought, oh my god, I have to try this. Opium, it's supposedly, you know, don't think of the actual perfume Opium. Opium itself obviously comes from poppies, or is poppies, and it's supposed to be kind of dry, slightly powdery and resinous as well on its own. And then you have Belladonna, which is also known as Deadly Nightshade. I'm a little bit obsessed with that flower. I would love to be able to smell that, even if it might kill me. I want to know what that smells like in its natural state. But anyway, it's also known as Deadly Nightshade, and it's got a flower, but it also has a berry as well. So I don't know if in perfumes they use the flower or the berry. Going from this, I'm going to say it's the berry. And then the heart notes are Hemlock, which is, I've smelt in other things before, it's a very piney smelling note. It's like forest and kind of dry pine. It's really interesting actually, I really like it. Then you've got Cereus, which is actually a cactus, but the flowers on it smell like vanilla apparently. So you can kind of see that while they're listed as what they are, it seems like the other part of them might be used, or it might be made up to sound more than it actually is. And then you have Datura at the end. That is described as something very sweet, intoxicating. Again, see, sweet. So, getting the feeling. And then the base notes are Oud, which surprises me because I can't smell Oud at all in this. I always get a funny throat. Myrrh, which I love. I can't wait to use that in my first perfume. It can be really unpleasant, but I think it's the resin of resins. It's just so unusual and sour and weird at the same time. And then incense. So Black Davana, Opium, Belladonna, Hemlock, Cereus, Datura, and then Oud Myrhh Incense. On paper, this made me go, I'm buying it. I need to get it now. I'm just going to get it. It's £23. I need to smell it. What I'll start by saying is I'm going to spray it on my hand, and look, it sprays a lot, a whole lot. I don't really need to put it on my hand anymore. What I'll say is, I watched Katie Puckrick's review of this. I don't know if any of you know her, some of you probably will, and I'm going to shamelessly give you a piece of information from her review. It's not her opinion I'm stealing, it's just that she has access to information that I probably wouldn't be able to find out, because she was famous before, so she gets to meet perfumers. She said the first time I smelled this was on the lady that made it. Her name's Anna Glazner, I think. What I'll say is, apparently Lady Gaga went to this woman and wanted to name her perfume Freak, and this woman said, no, I'm already making one for someone else, which happened to be Illamasqua. And then when you look at the notes of Lady Gaga's perfume, what is it made of? Belladonna, which is one of the big notes in this perfume. So I think that's quite interesting. She also said in her review that this same woman, Anna Glazner, made a lot of the Agent Provocateur line, and that leads me on to my first statement about this. When I first smelt this, I thought, I'm getting a lot of different wisps of other things I've smelt before. My first instinct was L'Agent, and that's not no word of a lie. I do have a good nose, and I love L'Agent. I think it's great. It's got myrrh in it as well. It's a crazy floral, and this it's like a distant cousin of it. But my immediate thing to say is, it's not as dark as you think it's going to be. from looking at the company, looking at their ethos and their fantasy element and celebrate the night and how this has got a snail, and it's not as crazy or as dark as one would think. It's more the opening of it. I get the hemlock straight away. I get a pininess from it. It's lovely. It's a very kind of dark fruity pine, which sounds weird, but it is. It's lovely. I'm obsessed with the opening. I wish the opening lasted a bit longer. I wish the combination of what's in there in the opening just stayed around, but it doesn't. It's literally a couple minutes and it's gone, which is such a shame. But it starts with a very rich kind of piney. It's floral as well, but I'm not really sure. I couldn't put my finger on any of it, to be honest. I can smell a resinous there, a resinous element there, but it's a lot sweeter than I thought. It's kind of a semi-sweet, resinous, piney floral in the beginning, and I thought I was going to be knocked out by something hugely dark. I still really like it though. I'm not saying it's a bad perfume at all, but that's what I get in the beginning. It's lovely. Unfortunately though, it disappears quite quickly. Although this is marketed as a unisex fragrance, although I don't like to put things in boxes either, I'm going to say this is probably more on the feminine side than the masculine. Not that that bothers me, I'm going to wear it anyway. But yeah, it's when you get to the heart notes, the piney stuff from the hemlock backs off, and it turns into this kind of, I would call it syrupy. It's like a dark fruit, syrupy, almost jammy kind of plum floral. And that's also why I think, sometimes I think, hugely distant cousin to Dior's Poison, and don't shoot me down for that, people that love Poison, but you get wisps of things and it just makes me think of that. It's kind of plummy in the same way that that is. Incense also features in Poison, so it's a distant relation, but I can feel it a little bit. So yeah, the heart of it, yeah, I like the heart of it, I just prefer the opening. So dark fruits, plummy, a syrupy floral. I couldn't put my finger on the floral. I mean, look what they are. They're Belladonna and they are Davana. But like I said at the beginning, the Belladonna, I think it's more the berry that's been used, and the Cereus, it's probably the vanilla-iness of that that's making it semi-sweet as opposed to being in-your-face resinous and crazy poisonous flower. It is a little bit more manageable than what you might think. So it does have a certain amount of darkness and a certain amount of rich opulent florals that are, I guess, slightly dramatic, but it seems like they've been covered a little bit in some like fruit syrup. So dark fruit syrup, kind of like plum jam, if you just kind of coated some very interesting flowers with plum jam, which I really like. I like it. It's definitely more feminine than masculine, but I mean, you know, just rock it. It doesn't bother me. If you know me by now, you don't know that I don't care. Longevity wise, I get about 5 to 6 hours out of it. I did really try and condition myself to not want to reapply to get to those top notes again. But yeah, it's about 5 to 6 hours, I'd say. But by the time it gets to the dry down, I've kind of lost interest, so I just go like that again. But people have complimented me that have come over to where I sit at work and said, oh, you know, you smell really nice, so, you know, it must work somehow. That's all I can say about it, really. Apart from the dry down of it, I can't quite figure it out. When I smell it here, I can really smell myrrh. It really does smell kind of exotically resinous, but the dry down to me is where it loses most of its character. But as I'm an over applier, I always do this just to get back to that the pininess and the goodness of it. So that's it, really. It's rich as well. It is quite rich and opulent. It's and that's it, really. That's my review of Freak by Illamasqua. I'm going to Roulier White on Saturday. Finally, it's a perfumery in South East London, opposite of where I live. I'm going to make a video, so I'm going to take my camera out and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. For now though, click up here to subscribe. and I'll see you guys sometime this week maybe, if not probably Sunday when I upload my review of Rouge White. Bye! Good night!